All right, today we're going to talk about a really big shift in how we need to think about technology in our schools here in Texas. It's time to go way beyond just using AI and really start designing with it. This is all about empowering every single one of you, our teachers, our administrators, and our board members to become the architect of how AI serves our students.
So, let's kick things off with a huge mindset shift. For a long time, we've kind of been consumers of tech, right? We just passively use whatever software gets put in front of us. Well, the future is about becoming the architect. This is a proactive, strategic way of thinking where you design the learning experience you want first, and then you bring in AI as this incredible tool to help you build it.
Because let's be real, just jumping into AI without a plan comes with some serious risks. Vague prompts, they give you generic and honestly often wrong results. These AI hallucinations, as they're called, can be a huge waste of time. They can even suck us into that attention economy trap, where our focus gets shattered instead of being directed where it belongs, on our students.
The solution to this is what we're calling the blueprint mentality. This completely reframes your relationship with AI. You are the architect. You've got the vision, you provide the governance, and you give the final sign-off. The AI, it's your contractor. It's a powerful tool for sure, but it only does the heavy lifting according to your exact plan. This new partnership makes everyone's role crystal clear. As the architect, your job is to focus on the things only a human can do: the ethical reasoning, the empathy, the specific context of your kids and your classroom. The AI handles what it's built for, sifting through data and recognizing patterns. Your goal is the why and the what. The AI's goal is to automate the how to get you there faster.
So, you've got your blueprint ready to go. But hey, every good architect knows you have to follow the building codes. For us in education, that means we absolutely have to understand the legal and ethical rules that guide how we use AI right here in Texas.
And look, this isn't about slowing down innovation. It's about building it on a solid foundation of trust and safety. Following these state mandates protects our students, our staff, and our districts. These aren't just suggestions, they are the official building codes for any AI project you undertake in a Texas school.
These codes really stand on three simple, non-negotiable pillars. First, human oversight. You are always the final checkpoint, always. Second, privacy and security. Keeping student data safe is job number one. And third, accountability. Now this one is huge. The district, not the software company, is ultimately responsible for any decisions made with AI's help. You can't pass the buck to a vendor.
If you walk away with just one thing from this section, please let it be this. This is the absolute golden rule of privacy. Never, ever input personally identifiable information. We're talking student names, IDs, grades, any kind of IEP data into a public AI tool. It is a hard and fast rule for keeping our entire school community safe.
AI models can hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying they can confidently make stuff up that is completely false. They can also reflect all sorts of biases from the data they were trained on, and that is precisely why your role as the human in the loop is so incredibly critical. You are the last line of defense for accuracy, for fairness, and for safety. Okay, so we've covered the mindset, we've covered the rules. Now let's get into the craft. How do you, the architect, actually write a clear, effective blueprint that your AI contractor can understand? Well, the answer is a really powerful but simple tool called the P.A.R.T.S. framework. This framework is what takes a vague idea, like, hey, write me a quiz, and turns it into a precise, detailed blueprint that gets you exactly what you need. It turns all that risky guesswork, the stuff that leads to those weird hallucinations and generic content, into a predictable, high-quality process you can rely on.
The workflow here is really simple. First, you decompose your big task. Just break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. Second, you design a really detailed prompt for each of those pieces using the P.A.R.T.S framework. And finally, inspection. That's you again, the human in the loop, carefully checking everything the AI gives you before it ever gets near a student. So what in the world is P.A.R.T.S? Well, P is for persona. You tell the AI who to be. Are you a master 5th grade science teacher, an expert instructional coach? A is for audience. Who are you creating this for? Is it for your 3rd graders, their parents, English language learners? R is for requirements. These are your hard and fast rules, like telling it to only use a specific curriculum document that you provide. T is for task. What do you want it to do? Draft, summarize, create, analyze. And finally, S is for structure. How do you want it to look? In a table, a lesson plan, a scoring rubric? Okay, once you've mastered that framework, let's talk about the payoff. How does being an AI architect actually change your day-to-day work? This is where we see the incredible impact on both teaching and all those administrative tasks.
Now this is where it gets really exciting. I want you to imagine differentiating for your students, but at a massive scale. For students who are approaching grade level, you can have the AI instantly define tricky vocabulary or simplify a complex text. For your students who are on level, maybe it creates supports like sentence stems for your English learners. And for those kids who are ready to fly, it can generate really complex, higher-order thinking challenges in seconds.
And then, oh yeah, there's all that administrative heavy lifting. Think about the hours you could get back. AI can help draft a professional-sounding newsletter for parents. It can summarize a 50-page district policy manual into the 5 things you actually need to know. And it can help streamline scheduling and all that routine paperwork. This frees you up to focus on what really matters, your students. You know, saving time is one thing, but reclaiming our focus is something else entirely. And this brings us to a super important final topic: digital wellness, in an age where our attention is constantly being hijacked by the attention economy.
We can actually start to think about using AI strategically as a wellness intervention. Seriously, by automating those low-level, draining tasks, we're not just getting work done faster, we're actively cutting down on the administrative screen time that leads to digital fatigue and burnout. It's about using technology to get away from technology.
So how do we actually reclaim our focus? It really comes down to 3 steps. 1, automate to liberate. Use AI for all those repetitive tasks that just drain your battery. 2, establish intentional boundaries. Create and protect device-free zones and times to give your brain a break. And 3, reclaim your autonomy. Make conscious, deliberate choices about how you use technology. You need to be the master of the tool, not the other way around.
And that right there is our blueprint for becoming an AI architect. To all of you, the dedicated Texas teachers, administrators, staff, and school board members joining us today, thank you. Your commitment to thoughtfully bringing these new tools into our schools is what will truly make all the difference for our kids.
So, I want to leave you with one final question to help you put all this into practice. What is one small, repetitive task in your daily work that you can design an AI blueprint for this week? Start there, start small, and begin your journey as an AI architect. Thank you so much.